Welcome back to week 6. If you're new to my channel, I'm Julie, keeper of my home. Welcome to my family. Now, this week is not quite as full as the last couple weeks have been. Joe has had a stiff neck, so he hasn't been sleeping much at night. He's been really struggling with his neck a bit, so he's seeing a physical therapist, so all is good, just literally stiff neck and muscles. So anyway, let's get to our menu. Now I'm starting out on Sunday as I usually do, and Sunday morning breakfast, for some reason, I got what it looked like before it went into the oven, but I didn't get the after picture. I don't know what was going on or why it happened that way, but things happen. So you kind of get the picture anyway. So why don't we just jump on in and you can see what we have for this week. Sunday, February 6th. We had some sourdough cinnamon rolls. They were delicious, and I don't know why I didn't film them after they were cooked. So for dinner tonight, I want to show you our vegetable sheet cutter and what it can do. I'm going to make a meal out of something here, and I really want you to see this. One of our sons was going away, and he had a couple of zucchini and summer squash in his refrigerator, and he didn't want them to go bad, so he passed them along. So that was really nice. What I'm doing here is slicing these on our vegetable sheet cutter. This slices all the way down to the core so that you are getting everything except the seeds, and I absolutely love it. Look at this. It just looks like a sheet of noodles. This is quite an amazing little gadget. Okay, so we're taking some moose meat. We had some moose meat in the freezer and some onions. He's putting some garlic powder, onion powder, some Italian seasoning in there, and just mixing that all around and browning it. And we like to use our little chopper, food chopper type thing. I don't know what it is, but I love this thing because it makes life so much easier for dishes like this. So once that all browns up, he is adding some Italian sausage and garlic spaghetti sauce. Just putting that in there, stirring it around, and just coating everything and making it nice and tasty. He probably added a few more seasonings in here because he does like to season. Once that is done, he is going to add a little bit of the extra spaghetti sauce into the bottom of, it's probably a 9x13, I'm guessing, pan. We like to do that because it just prevents it from sticking. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those zucchini noodles and I'm going to fill them. Then I'm going to roll them up, and it's going to be like a lasagna, really. Just roll them up and place them in the pan, however many you can fit in there, line them all up. And, just even if you have extra noodles, throw those in there too if you like. Then pour the sauce on the top, just coat them nicely. This really, if you've never tried this, you can do it with whatever you can peel, whatever vegetable you can peel would be good. Potatoes will work. Then he's spreading it with some Parmesan cheese. Joe is such a great cook. He's such a big help in the kitchen. I am truly, truly blessed. A little bit of mozzarella cheese, and that's going to bake at 350, I don't know, probably 30 minutes or so. Then we're going to plate it. This is a great way to get a lot of vegetable in. You can do this with big fat carrots, potatoes, sweet potatoes. I've done it with sweet potatoes many times. This works great for that. A little bit of garlic toast on the side and some sauerkraut. For a thrown together meal, this really looks like you took a lot of time in preparing this, but it really didn't take any time at all. Monday, February 7th, we had some sourdough blueberry pancakes, some cranberry applesauce, and tea. For dinner that night, Joe put some seasoning on some thighs, and we also had some corn on the cob in the freezer. And what we did was when we froze it, I put garlic butter all over it, froze it like that, and then we just pulled it out frozen. I rolled it into some foil, and he's going to throw this on the grill. This day just happened to be in the high 30s, so it was the perfect day to be grilling
I'm sure for some of you that does not seem like it's very warm, but for us, that is extremely warm for what we've been used to lately. Along with that, like I said, our son had gifted us summer squash, so I chopped that up with some sweet potatoes, some onions, and it was delicious. We just roasted that in the oven and everything was so good. I mean, it was just so nice to be able to have something that you wouldn't normally have in the middle of winter. And that's the great thing about freezing things. I mean, it just really tastes like you pulled it right from the garden. If only you could smell this meal. I mean, it was just very, very nice to have this for a change, a good change. Tuesday, February 9, breakfast sandwich, cranberry applesauce, and tea. For dinner tonight, we took some chicken breasts out of the freezer and we added some sweet and spicy French dressing to a Ziploc bag with the chicken breast in it. Just put that in there and you just mush it around. Just kind of take your hands. I like to take all of the air out of it and seal it and just mush it all around so that everything gets coated, and I let it set for most of the day just so that it'll pull in all those flavors. I'm baking this at 350 until the temperature is at 165. With this, we're going to have some ploy. This is a great low-carb option for anyone who is not wanting to eat a lot of carbs. Now, this is a little tip. To keep the ploy warm until our meal is ready, I took a bowl and I heated up water in the microwave, dumped the water out, and then inverted the bowl over the ploy. The heat from this bowl is going to keep the ploy warm until we're ready to eat it. With our meal, we're also having fried potatoes and onions. We are absolutely loving those. And you can see here, we also had some beets that we fried up. So we have the beets, the chicken, the fried potatoes, a little sauerkraut on the side. The ploy was delicious. Wednesday, February 9, pumpkin muffins, tea, and coffee. For dinner tonight, February 9, we're having some squash, steak, and fried potatoes, some sauerkraut, some water. Breakfast on Thursday, February 10, blueberry sourdough pancakes and cranberry applesauce. We are having a supper of just leftovers. We did make some more potatoes. We tossed the leftovers in with some more potatoes because they were so delicious. We have leftover squash, and the meatloaf is leftover from the other day. That was so delicious, and there's still quite a bit left. So we are certainly loving having that for leftovers. Friday, February 11, my unusual breakfast is sauerkraut and cranberry apple juice. And for dinner tonight, we had some green beans, farro, whipped potatoes, pork from the pigs that we helped our son raise, and some homemade bread. Sourdough blueberry waffles this morning. It is Saturday, February 12, and we have bacon.
Well, what'd you think? It wasn't a really exciting week as far as new meals went, but I feel like it was a really good week. Like we had repeat stuff, but I feel like we really used a lot from our pantry. And I was able to use things in a different way. I loved that we were gifted the zucchini and summer squash because that just added everything. The corn was actually a really surprise find in the bottom of our freezer. We forgot completely that we had frozen that, and it was actually from 2 years ago. You wouldn't know. It was delicious. It really made my week because it was nice, and I'm not a corn eater, but it just tasted so fresh, and it was just, I think I'm craving summer, people. I just think I'm craving summer. I just am so lost in all of this snow. Oh my gosh, we're just looking for warmer weather. And the corn, it's corn, but hey, it reminded me of summer, and I am really, really looking forward to some good weather, not snow. So anyway, this week I was excited to bring you the sheet cutter. I have been wanting to show that to you for a long time, and I don't know why I haven't. I think I still have some sweet potatoes, so I may do something with the sweet potatoes, but you're not, locked into just vegetables. You can use that for apples. It works really good for apples. I have cut sheets out of those and then just rolled up like chicken salad in those, and it makes a nice little snack wrap, especially if you're trying to cut carbs. I'm trying to cut carbs. Could you tell by this week's menu? I was doing the ploy. I was not putting the bread on my plate, but I was putting it on Joe's. Yeah, I just like carbs too much, but I really need to reduce them. They are not so good for my waistline. So I hope you enjoyed this week. I hope I inspired you. I hope you found something new that you could do. How are you doing? If you're participating in this pantry challenge, I would love to know where you're at, how you're doing. Have you run out of things? Are you finding that you're becoming a little more creative? I'm finding I'm becoming more creative, and I like that. Oh gosh, everybody, leave comments below, and just if you're in this challenge and you're struggling, cheer each other on. I know that it's not easy for some, and I'm actually loving it. I know some people who are kind of at their wits' end with doing it, but you can do this. You can find your way through this and be creative and be inspired. There's many people doing this challenge, so look around, type in 3 Rivers Challenge. It'll pull up other people's channels and you can look at their inspiration as well. Now I create 2 new videos every week on simple living, homestead grown, and all things home. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time.